All right, we just had Euro news come out. I'm going to go ahead and get in this long right now. All right, so we'll see how this goes. We have an overlap in news. The Euro news has overlapped. So we just had German jobs come out, unemployment change. So my level is basically encompassing the entire Euro-German import level and the beginning of the French GDP that came out afterwards. This is kind of more or less a breakout type of entry that I'm doing. It's kind of going the direction I anticipated with the intraday trend being long now, since people are getting stopped out from their positions from earlier if they're in the shorts. And I anticipate a continuation of this move. Target here about at this level would be 2R. I'm anticipating it to continue its longer term trend to the upside and break this higher time frame supply that was created yesterday. To me, it's very similar to what it did last year, August 31st in 2021. Essentially, at the Tokyo close, it broke higher and continued trending for the rest of the session. It's also a level that I can anticipate it pulling back to break even a couple times before it really taking off. So this is definitely a trade to hold for me. It's testing supply from earlier today, and it looks like it's about to break it. Come on. So it broke higher right at the Tokyo close, right at 4. The example of my back test, enter at the Tokyo close, keeps pulling back to break even. And then looking to exit probably within the next couple hours. This would be nice. A simple trade if it just keeps taking off like that. But I don't expect it to be that easy. Shouldn't be that easy. Sometimes it is, but I don't expect my trades to just go 100 pips, just because I'm in it. Based off my timing on this one, I knew I had to be somewhat aggressive. Uh, I mean, on my other account, you can see where I got in, which is right there on the 1 minute basing. And that was the 4 o'clock candle. And then based and then took off. So I can pull back into here and then continue working. And then of course my stop is right here. This is when I don't want to be in it anymore because then it'd be breaking news levels to the short side, and then the trade would not be worth it to me anymore. One thing I might do is that I might exit before the 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time news, which is the CPI. I can always anticipate a correction or a flip when new news comes out. However, in my back tests, this news, uh, basically, the news just keeps pushing and pushing and pushing and becomes a catalyst for the trade to continue working. Okay, I'm up about 1 hour. Almost 1 hour. Like so. No reason to get out of this trade. It is going with all higher time frame trend. You can always make new supply and then stop me out, and that's fine. Uh, this is definitely not a trade I would want to get out of right away. Even if it pulls back to my entry, it's still a trade I would want to try to stay in because of the context. Uh, Technically up 10 pips. Of course, I've been stacking my trades in order to increase the risk. Uh, because yeah, I mean, I can stand to lose more and make more on my trades than the sizing's forcing me to do. All right, and then this is the pullback, like I said, that could pull back to break even. On this trade, I don't really have a real target. It's more of a timing target. Most of my targets are based off time for the most part. Unless it comes into like some significant news level that I don't have marked out for whatever reason. Um, if I know that there was a news level that it was coming up to, like interest rate or some other GDP or jobs level, then the thought process of getting out sooner would enter my mind. Um, however, I don't think I've been doing this long enough in order to have all my fire levels marked out from that long ago. I just intend to keep extending my news levels moving forward as I'm doing these sessions, so then I have an idea of where price can go in the future. Because sometimes I will use these news levels as targets if I'm taking uh, news trades in the opposite direction, like in the corrective news, what have you. So yeah. Um, so I'm hoping that there's more sellers than buyers, right? But I want the buyers to be in control. Part of me wonders if I could have been super tight with my entry, but I'm not gonna do that yet. I don't want to be that greedy. And of course, I'd be kicking myself if I saw um, trade come back, to my level, stop me out, and then continue. If I had a tighter stop, I would be at like 3R already. Then I'd be like more scared, I guess. I would like try to probably like secure the profit and then be done with the trade and then maybe miss out on the bigger move. So that is the one issue of like having tight stops and trying to like over leverage and scalp into positions. think in the long run, it doesn't pay out overall. That's just my opinion. Trying to break higher. Come on, pay out all the price chasers. I want the novices to make money right now. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't have $1 million account yet, so a lot of people may consider me a novice, but I've been doing this long enough where uh, I can take my trades with some conviction, and I'm going to be the tortoise. I've done the whole trading where I over leverage and double my account in a day. Done that enough times to poison me, and then had to learn to not do that. I had to learn how to be an observer and a student of the markets, um, rather than someone who is just automatically reacting to everything that's going on. And I also know that this trade can pull back to like my break-even points, like I have noted in my back tests. So moving my stop to profit would not be a good idea. At least I don't think it would be a good idea. Also, just by the way, I know I said in my videos before that I would get my Discord invite thing situated, and I looked more into it, and I am not going to pay $70 a month uh, just to have a public invite. Um, so if you want to attend these sessions live, or if you want to see my trades posted after the fact, and my results, and know what I'm looking at and why I'm looking at it uh, before I do the session itself, you're just going to have to add me on Discord. I'm going to post my username, my Discord username, so then you would have to download Discord and then add me as a friend, and then add me as a friend and say that you would like to join these sessions, and I will invite you to my Discord server. And I think that's just going to be the best way to go about catering to anyone who is trying to follow me doing this. I apologize for anyone who's clicking on the link and it's just like, does he not know that I can't get into a server with this link? I didn't at first, but now I'm quite aware of it. I want to start posting these trades and these videos, and just figure out everything as I was going through it. I didn't want to like add roadblocks or anything like that. So on this trade, I was immediately up 10 pips and then pulled back about 5. And now it's basing again on the 5-minute chart, which means it's also basing on the 1. right there. Uh, there on the 1, it's basing right there, and basing on the 5. And that's my news level right there. But then, like I said, did not have intention of getting in this trade before the Tokyo close. All right, now when it goes back up and it breaks the supply, I would anticipate that to be the bigger move whenever that happens, if it happens. That's just my theory, my anticipation, and just waiting. Of course, I'm not going to be on here the entire time I'm in this trade because, like I said, I expect to be in it for a couple hours on this type. If I get out sooner, then I'm not following my plan. And my plan is always built off evidence that I've generated for myself. See, 650. All right, so it's pulling back to my break-even point. This is anticipated for me. So just have notes to hang tight. And if this trade actually does not work for me, then I have a new scenario. I have a new example as to what could happen when this type of news lines up, um, which is always possible. Now I'm in the negative. And if I get stopped out short on it, I'm not going to go short on it just because I don't have that example in any of my back tests. So it is what it is. And if I lose on this, then I'm down half R for the day, which is not horrible. All right, it's pulling back into the area. Tokyo close, a little bit lower. My stop is behind the news level that it originated from. Yeah, I knew this wasn't going to be easy if it were to work. And it kind of did work. Um, I don't know if this is a trade that I need to be able to execute on the 1 minute chart. I guess technically it would have worked if I had a tight stop. But I don't want to be contradictory of, what I said about it not paying out as much. So if it comes below here, I am out of the trade. I do have a news overlap, which is why, I have my stop here. If I had my stop lower, I don't believe my reward to risk ratio would have been worth taking the trade. I guess technically in my notes, I have the Tokyo entry lined up with the news level. And this news move actually took off before the Tokyo close, which is not something that did happen exactly the same as last time. And the fact that it's below the Tokyo close is not looking good. All right, I am stopped out. So at most I would have gone 1 hour out of this trade. And problem with doing the two positions is that, there it goes. All right, so that's it for this session. Down one. I was up half earlier, and now I'm down one. So I'm down half hour today. Here's Canadian GDP later during the US session, and I would definitely look to trade that. So what I'm doing right now is I'm documenting my trade. I'm taking a screenshot of what I did, just so I know what happened. And to me, this is doing something that I hadn't back tested. I mean, based off my sample size, I did not see this happening. So that's an opportunity for next time to know what could happen. And I'm going to look more closely at my sample size and see if entering on the 1 minute would have been a good idea. I think I do have confluence across my back testing. I don't like to make decisions off the 1 minute because it's too volatile in Forex, the spread and everything, and usually doesn't work. But hey, there's always an exception, always another scenario, maybe something I haven't considered or I've seen before, and that's fine. Most of trading for me has been that discovery process. So as long as I see every losing trade as an opportunity to get better, to know what to do next time, intuitively speaking, it just adds to my experience and adds to my process and my methodology of how to approach any given news event. So let's see, euro. I don't like doing hindsight because everyone can do hindsight. But if I did take out that breakout and then I had a tight stop on the breakout, then yeah, this would have been a 2-3 hour trade right then and there. But most of the time when I take a trade like that, it pulls back, takes more time to work, especially if I didn't, had planned for that scenario to happen. So, all right, so then I'm going to post my trade on Discord. And just reset and come back for Canadian GDP most likely. It's been a long day for me, so hopefully I do have the energy to keep going. All right, so that's it for this news event. Look forward to the next one as always.